Now, this particular news will come as a shock to a lot of people, but if you've been monitoring the current events also on social media, you should perhaps know and understand why the government of Ghana, the EOCO, and also Mahama administration, Omenia Brese, beginning of the year, before before Mahama or Babe inauguration, who's a kind of Furiata Ofi Ghana. Now, this was during OSP, this was during the time of OSP citing, he said he will be investigated for corruption related activities because SML deal, which most of a year corruption cases, the NSS scandal, SML scandal, Akunta mining scandal. All of these scandals, Nipa or then in Sasha and Kratase, Essensan Ken Furiata, he left the country and ultimately, why not Omba? The government of Ghana subsequently, said they will do everything to bring him back, but then the United States of America is refusing to hand him over. Now, people want to use this same playbook and saying you seizing a passport, ya ma to me, ya ma NSS gift you or worry. Sisi and meno ka say no obi a ye ma na yamfo ye ni anko no wanka o ye wen na we fi kro ni mu e BOST CEO. Now it is for nipa who the picture on the screens, okay? The BOST CEO. Now if I went to screens so the breaking news are said this particular BOST CEO he has been arrested by EOCO. So the question is why? At the end of answer na then now your current and I said videos are a bemo share but share this particular headline if he yen.com where but just for you to know exactly where we are coming from. Or say EOCO arrests former BOST CEO Edwin Provincial at Kotoka International Airport en route to Mozambique. Now before a video Weber and then you should understand and you understand why we are talking about this because Mozambique is Krubi. But then there's a reason why this man is going there. Intuition sub bullets and say Edward Provenca, the former BOST Oil Storage and Transportation Company Limited, known as BOST. The CEO has been arrested. Provenca was picked up at Kotoka International Airport by the Economic and Organized Crime Office. He was reportedly apprehended on Monday, November 10th, when en route to a fellow African country, Mozambique. So now, information indeed this man he has been arrested. But then there are questions, okay, as to then Mozambique. And Mozambique is it designated as a country? So be rawa. More like an asylum country. And the big question is, what link does this man have with Ken Ofori-Atta? Not just Ken Ofori-Atta. What link does he have with the Akufo-Addos? I mentioned the name Rebecca Akufo-Addo and Akufo-Addo himself. Now, Yabeka share a brief video of the reporter if he UTV for her confirming this particular arrest. Now, Babaka, there's another serious angle to this. IT for everything right here on this particular platform because currently, in some way, there is more to it. There is really more to it. There's a lot of reactions that people are questioning say a man is in a papaya yachena under investigation. Johnny because ebra the arrest or catch us main two kind. One of your plea bargains and that's one of your bail conditions and no. In fact, video babaka beto aso.
Proven car. Now opening and I just say free saba sabaye ya boni din se ku ahodo sika efa won sase na ennam kwa personal BOST ku no na wondi e kan ho bi opanyini so empenfo aton sade afre na nensem wo yemu hwehwemu esanse osusu se bra na wo som e wo BOST adwuma ku no sika mu dwadie ni sika mu sensem bi enyade a etumi eda ho no mo empenfo kra bo no kokose woni hu kwan se wotu kwan enkosi se hwehwemu mo ye e di afa BOST no be ye na mo de kokosi ase fe kofe na empenfo ye adwuma kutuka wiem se ngina bi na chem se won ka bi nche mo ho no mo hu ni se opanyini tese okuta ne baage wotu kwan e di Africa Ghana mu na wodi nani akire mu ewo Maputo ewo Mozambique ɛna mpanimfoɔ sɛ na ɛnyɛ owura Edwin na kyɛ sɛ yɛabɔ no kɔkɔ sɛ ne kwan so wotu kwan ɔne ne ɛkɔ yi ɛna kyɛ sɛ ɔmo ɔmo nim no wɔ sɛ yɛyɛ ɔno a ɛna kyɛ sɛ mpanimfoɔ mo ho yɛ ha ɔmo kɔkɔ kye no a ɛnɛ yɛde no ɛkɔ akɔ gyina mmara no ɛsan sɛ wato mmara mpanimfoɔ abɔ no kɔkɔ sɛ ɔne ho kwan sɛ ɔtu kwan ɛde firi ɔmo Ghana mu ɛnkosi sɛ nhwehwɛmu ɔmo yɛ ɛde afa BOST atena ɛhɔ no mo bɛwie ɔpanyini ɔmo de kɔkɔbɔ nkrataa no bi ma no nanso wabu n'ani agu so anka wɔtu kwan ɛde afiri Ghana na nkɔde n'ani akyerɛ mu ɛwɔ Maputo ɛwɔ Mozambique mu a menom kasa yi mpanimfoɔ akye no wɔn tie kɔ no na ebɛfiri ne nsɛm bɛba bia no UTV kaseɛbɔ yɛ mama so nsi ɛwɔ ho.
So that is exactly what really happened. Papa yi sɛ na yɛdi kan ka no ɔkɔ Mozambique. Na Mozambique na ɔkɔ no ɔkɔ akɔyɛ den because ɛbra yɛdi position ne ma wa sika ɛyera wɔ boss no ɛkyɛw no. One of your bail conditions was that you don't leave the country until investigations na yɛayɛ no yɛayɛ wie ama court aka sɛ ɔho sɔn. But then pabam ofi Ghana akɔ Mozambique. Mozambique na ɔkɔ no ɔkɔ akɔtena hɔ because ɛyɛ asylum country ana ɛyɛ din. That is the big question na ɛkɔ so. Now me no ka say one person also aba abɛkasa na ɔyɛ the former MD of BOST. Okay, aba abɛkasa nipa a me ba bɛka na asɛm ɛyɛ John Bodu ɛpa kyɛ sɛ ɔnte aseɛ di nti papa yi no o dwane because ɛbra yɛ kyew no yɛbɔ kɔkɔ sɛ mentu kwan na o deɛ in fact yɛnkɔ tie nsɛm a ɛyɛ John Bodu ɛde to dwa about all of these things yɛba back a ɛtie for yɛbɛto aso.
The EOCO, as I speak now, Edwin Professor, BOST, and now also come up to a program. We'll do airport asana. You didn't to no fly list so since October 8th. I am country. No do have a channel. Don't record to immigration. Since I am the about EOCO.
BOST.
May say make a choice here. Say edu pempen so bia yen new patriotic party yen ka say obi ayebone a ma aban in India na amra in India. Never, nobody is going to support that. God bia me ka say names aye buboni sika kese aye se nkofo edi no o ma fa ma party headquarters so as far as I'm concerned, as far as I was there till say before no you can financiers of the party. Ebi omo finance omo constituency ni parliamentary candidate bi and a presidential candidate bi omo bibi kakra. But say the running day-to-day running of the party no. Party now suma obia zongo wiese kamre no. There's no way party is going to stand behind anybody say oh akoya adia enye. But imrano kyerɛ say ye chiwa. Who are right to say ubenya legal service anameboa.
Correct.
Therefore, so sansem no ena ye John Bodu editu dwa or patch say ayampa say a boss CEO no former boss CEO ni ache na me no ka say no enya asem keto these are big questions or more party say adintia na onimi say sisi ano arrest warrant ewo so what you say arrest warrant ewo so and at the end of the day no we'll try so be Johnny. The big question is why adintia na opesa wo yes now yenkɔ ne yensan kɔhwe yenkutie nsɛm a ɛyɛ John Bodu editu dwa eba a yɛbɛsan to aso.
The EOCO, as I speak now, Edwin Professor, BOST, and now also come up to a program. We'll do airport asana. You didn't to no fly list so since October 8th. I am country. No do have a channel. Don't record to immigration. Since I am the about EOCO.
BOST.
May say make a choice here. Say edu pempen so bia yen new patriotic party yen ka say obi ayebone a ma aban in India na amra in India. Never, nobody is going to support that. God bia me ka say names are here buboni sika kesi a yesi nkofo edi no omo afa mma party headquarters so as far as I'm concerned, as far as I was there till say before no you can financiers of the party ebi omo finance omo constituency ni parliamentary candidate bi and a presidential candidate bi omo bibi kakra but say the running day-to-day running of the party no party now suma obia so go wies kamre no. There's no way party is going to stand behind anybody. So, akoya dia enye. But imrano trese say yechiwa. Who are right to say ubenya legal service anameboa.
Correct.
Etio for ntisansem no na ekoso. Na yento aso. Sabra me no ka say there's a viral video about tuja no. Patches a US deportees Donald Trump US government and a Ghana buying Mahama administration or Mako into agreement say will be receiving immigrants from America, especially and specifically immigrants or movie West African sub-region, Ghana, Nigeria and co. Now me no say video be a drop no it for a idea eniye nyan kakra ni nyane say these deportees say di omaba Ghana e kame akoye say they are being manhandled. Now it is coming at the back of concerns recently the government of Ghana has been sued. In this particular video deportees or movie US by they were in a hotel and as they were housed in a hotel be nim di see ya hotel la omo hotel as a deportees no omo all of a sudden no ye omo fi hotel ha e kwan a ye fa so ye omo fi hotel no enye. In fact, there's a long video ultimately you see exactly what we are talking about amount for abisa say edeben pa na ekoso inti enuanum Africans and ye treat you say. Is it a crime to go into someone's country and try and hustle now? And there are big questions are more fair in terms of an amount of bisa in terms of humanitarian grounds on humanitarian grounds. Why is these things even happening in the first place? And why is the government of Ghana allowing these things to happen? Because deportees, omaba. Now omoba is instead of you guys say mobe treat you on with courtesy because agreement is omoba they can stay in the country, you are going to take care of them near there, they affid your maba. So these are big questions. It's for the video involved of a leak video about these deportees in the US. It is a hotel. Apparently, some security forces be asked to hotel. Apparently, without their consent, at the insane bibri about yenshi video way babaka yebetuaso.
Let me ask you something. You're a woman with family, right? How would you feel like that? You guys violated people's rights, though.
We are giving you much time. We are waiting. Let's go.
Look at this. They're still over here. They're trying to force us to leave now.
Take medicine now. You want us to force you?
You can't force her.
Why you force her? She take medicine now. Me and she got together.
What are you calling for? Are you going to bed? No, please, you don't want to go. You don't have to force her. Why do you want to take out your country? Let's see that protection. Let's see how protection in the country. Why are you?
Oh, she got in the car before.
Who are you though? Who are you? Why is That's what you are. I'm going to pull my way. No, I don't want to be my right. I have to talk. Please. Relax. Just now we gave the medicine. Let the medicine work. Please. Just the way just now, ask them. So now why are you people sending me? Why? This is my answer. Why? Why I can't know where she's going? No, why I can't know? Why I can't know? So why all of them have came together? Why did you bring all of them? And you are people that want to the person is my auntie. So please, I want to know where you are saying that. So you can that's what you're in. No, the uniform you are in. I'm not the uniform. The uniform that's what I'm expecting. This is not the uniform. Then remove the let me see your face. Remove the let me see your face. No, remove the let me see your face. Why want to see my face? But you said that's why I don't identify. I have to remove the let me see your face. I need to know some how can I identify. Everybody don't feel good.
I'm not going there. I'm not going their way. I'm waiting for the embassy.
Someone who said, man, you are the man to be here. Mr. Free Super, Mr. Free Super, Mr. Free Super, Mr. Free Super, also free. Hey, are you making so? Amigo is making so. And I will leave you. Oh, the other Yokoba. What do I mean? What do I mean? Mimi and now I am dragging her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Me and now I am. Oh, your honor. Look at the way they are dragging the woman. You see the way they are dragging the council. You see the way they are dragging the woman. The way they are dragging my auntie, in fact, is very bad. It's very bad. And it's terrible. Please, you people should come inside.
In the video now, we'll share. So, join here that you don't know the genesis of it. Immigrants you deport you free every the United States of America eba Ghana no. Omo buy and ye omo to hotel. And for some reason no hotel ni amo aunt na se crown relax and ye say you omo fi hotel ako bibi foforo. Yan kanchon bibi ye di omo ko. Remember say agreement United States of America they had with Ghana was to receive immigrants. When they receive the immigrants can stay in the country whether they like it or not. Ghana, Ghana. But then the issue here with some immigrants for say, Mama a part say omo ba ye share omo fit different and various West African countries who are if Nigeria near the work to boss near the work on Nigeria. But some of them no baby omo kono kra omo ni obi ye wo ni kwala bremo se ne ko pay US nti bana de ne ba no hifa no oko inti we di eba so fi Togo so oni mobi Togo ni oni mobi Togo and the what to pass na hwe ye de woko eno na in this particular way no timu say ye yi woman bia na ohwa na oye Ghana ni e deport na ye de na ba ko kase ni hela kra no ye de ne ko no ye mana mfa ni hela ese omubo for mo kasa me no kasa video we trend and in the video you will see Oliver Bakavomowo who happen to be one of the people or your lead counsel. Omo lawyers, okay, because our deportees need you move US buy no. Omo lawyers, omo lawyer no a human rights activist Oliver Bakavomowo. I no can say that issue a trend here. May just a very soon CNN and BBC will pick it up. So that is the issue I EOCO to see. Now straight up no, you be cause ansem no so. But before no, you enter so with this particular update. Ajafo Minoka say Papaya or screens no so no he is known to be a notorious galamsey kingpin. Yakaso be a kingpin na nipan oye bibia adena oyen eyehu ane. Na it came at the back of 9 months. 9 months in him say jumo mu di ewu krom ane say omo kom biembia na bibi omo ye galamsey no makwa stop inti wo ye galamsey na wo ye gold mining na uni friend is saying the permit was also the age man they'll come and stop you and arrest you. We've seen what happened with Tiffany their own update abrewa it involved a Tiffany North MP and also a Tiffany South MP college down. Me no can say in a branch area or screen so no you find Idris Sakari. Me no can say yes or no oko sino area na oba otofie na now if you was starting a dege galamsey into ultimate dege ama niko pie nkrofo efie mu na ultimate dege asasina sia ma esan say o dege asasina sia residential area no amount for mu dan mesisi no ema mu foundation week into ti wa na ofie na de adibu na mema kom me no ka say no yesterday the 10th of November 2025 and 9 months for around 6 p.m. Omo koye and omo koche Idris Zakari ayefe no the guy name yaya na omo chi ni wie no or try say obe bribe 9 months for no with 100,000 Ghana cedis. And the funny thing is omo chi no omo ready bibi oye galamsey no omo timi ekoche 32 Nigerian nationals 32 Nigeria for nkwa bako 32 and 4 Ghanaians omo guta sekan any tuo ni ade ene ye chi omu nyina nti ye chi sa 32 Nigeria for omu yesa omu hye na se omu yesa illegal gold mining any for Ghana for 4 yi omu kuta machete ni tuo ni ade no ye wie no omu se movie called Zakari no so Zakari ka so 9 months we dey see ebitima kan wansem mo 100,000 Ghana cedis or hasisi ya je ni intimi enso bibia na 9 months for so dey be now you go show video of time and not all try so be bribe 9 months for no because me know ka say video for PM a sa branty you know ye hu say or ne daddy lumba we nya ne baby ko omu gina stage so I say all to sky and amount for party say enye nwanwa adi nti enye nwanwa onye sika na oblo on social media or blow on celebrities ni ade na ye hwe say video ni e babaka ni akwhwe time and 9 months for chi na sika na okuta no or try say or they bribe 9 months for nti ye hwe video we great yawa ye babaka ni ento so because issue and updates ni e de ba no and then no it for a bible so ye hwe video ye babaka e be ko 9 months for time a omo chi no
Moments later.
So you saw Sir Brandt here, at the point in time he was flaunting money. That was dollars and 100 CD notes. All the good at Lumba. So we are learning say it was just the beginning of this year. Osino honey dia wa jewa boso. Otawo danya. Na afidi was start say or dig for good. Now it's here for me know cause I told you said there's a special video this particular video one that was the time or try say or be bribe a 9 months for bra omo beche no and bra beche na no bra beche na omo season operation so we have the video here on file and titi for yem kwhwe ye babaka ye beto aso.
What's your name? What's your name? Bodi. Full name.
Idris Zakari.
You can't talk.
Idris Zakari.
Idris what?
Zakari.
On a tutu dinosaur. What? Osino. Huh? Yeah. On a dege dinosaur. I said talk. I'm talking to you. Open your mouth.
Yes.
Why? What's your name? What's your name? Bodi. Full name.
Idris Zakari.
You can't talk.
Idris Zakari.
Idris what?
Zakari.
On a tutu dinosaur. What? Osino. Huh? Yeah. On a dege dinosaur. I said talk. I'm talking to you. Open your mouth.
Yes.
Why do you do that?
Oh, the woman said there's Omaye should I speak?
Omaye then.
Na amuna no titofo na amuna no ufio se so a ya senke yes ye just the me tuna yen fele man no
what thought dan no to so yes and now you think I don't know?
Oh man,
we know how long I take him to get to you.
My son on cast
and now incident na eba na udane
I say oh your officer me was in Ghana
the one you said I near bonny
let me slow watch him.
It's for that is not it. Yeah, sounds like I encounter a different video at this particular time, 9 months for ya mama pa omo so omo stop galaxy, a bra omo a particular site omo stop here, omo stop here omo arrest a ye woman no mu yejuma was site no so no. Omo ba no eno omo hu se ka bi di omechi ka ne di omechi sa omo keve na ka na keve eno nkofo di atete no omo soye ye no omo to share sa aka no so papa ne so mamba ne bone me didi mo echi because mpese me ne mo kasa na ye ka den ono so mpese ye ka na bi wo ho a e bitima ya na nyina ya ka ho ase yi nyina ye nipa no se de be aden papa ikuta sika botire a o se obe bribe 9 was 400,000 Ghana cedis. Now we have that video too. Yeah, can't see bibi so. You want to share this particular video involved of this particular man apparently, or no so or try say, whatever is going on, or bitime a bribe a 9 was 4 no. Now at the end of the day, illegal mining na all year no. So mba stop you, stop it, and a 9 was 4 they say omonje. Yensa ka video no yenko share the video involved ye babaka etifo ye betras because agalam since simi ye koso idie undoubtedly it is really causing havoc at the end of the day as a galans feel for no so omunti
me ba mo hin na de no ye no enye
ada no ya ba ti minus a wo attack no e trade
o asema me kan
ada na odi e
me yo hin me na me hwe ne so me na me se bibi wo ho a awaso ma me hu because oyi asema wa
wo de ma me ntie de be no so say ya ba chi illegal miner but we say ono ohine na ye mistake
this why mistake awaso ko ko ya mane
na mo kwati omo
there be na ye nyina bibi ba ye tumi di akire yeah, me carboni o because me kura no my press conference against illegal mining no.
They say na na
oya bofra.
Ada na ye cast na kwa udi e.
Enye mo ti na me do me na ba na me pese me hu say no ye ne ye.
Ada na de onya ne nye. Illegal mining na ya che no de onya ne nye.
Me
so
no.
Inti ada na udi achi.
Be siase ho no me na me hwe ho. Ana maka kire boy ne say bibi ni o ma me hu.
Ada na wo pam o miner ni mfi wo. Wan kasa na wo se wa block ayensunsu.
Yes.
Wa block ayensunsu.
When we say regional minister Obano last year with my 40 policemen e ko chi omo wa yesu na no e ma ye de ko Kofodia me so I were friends of you
regional minister the otisu
Obano
the otisu
yes
na the otisu only 1 year
this year ya no last year no
last year this year ya no regional minister
Obano no no me mama fanchiro
boss the question is me mpo obi a number. The question is, yakwachi obi a wa blocking river yensu no. Yachi nipa no wa blocking river yensu no. Wa ba say, ohene na o che ye ho no.
Oye me kola.
Adenti na ono de yakwa wa ba yakwachi nipa no. Uwie ya ye convoy na ekwa wudi yachi ye den.
Me problem is say, boy no.
Yes, on focus on it.
Boy no, oye makola. Me be mo yo. Na la.
Ba amo mo no why.
David person bibi oye bibi we say me am yo ohene pe.
Adenti na adi yachi.
Person me ne kasa.
Adenti na adi yachi. Okay, mo friend him ran on in kasa.
Be mo here.
Etifo nti sansam na ekwoso na yembo hwi ne enko eyare sema nanu esi etifo be kai se helicopter crash bi esi yes eye earlier this year sa galam since semia ye ka ho asemia eho kofa bai anase eho sunsuanso ebino no na sa galam se na esi ye no abrantie ba ku mo efe no Samuel Aboaje na chese we NDC ni one of lead appointees chese unfortunately no cancer helicopter passengers no ho time helicopter no ewo wie ma beto from no ka ho a owu ya na saa ne mani nyina akɔso ne tifo ade ba ku bia ba be piem sisia because kame akoye se eja eto wo papa ne fie ade ntina meka sa sisia na aba be to dwas papa no ebra na ɔte ase no awari o bana yichim ye se ɔwon kanchema we chi a sebio saa kanchema wa wo fresh abofra no kra ye hwa ondi 1 year na emu na DNA results bi ade ababe PP ma the family members of abayiwe ya papa yi ene nanyim ye owo ye omo ka sesi a no papa ne bu a ɔte ase de ankɔpeka se me ba mehwe no be sesi a ɔnte ase biem na wewu no ehu be hia se ye be ye DNA na bibi wo hɔ a abofra ne be enjoy ono so I enjoy because of papa no papa ofi papa ni nsunu mu na eno na me no ka se nsem na akopi wo papa no ne busuanfo na se ne wife ne ire no they are refusing to allow these DNA results to come na etifo ye be kwa share the video involved but then me pese yen hwe ha se yen ridi kakra because at the point in time be hu the lead na ye ka no 170 picture oni abofra na wawo no but then let's take this particular one yen ridi de wo ha se Samuel Aboaje ye ka ni picture and wo fem ha se be wo hwe de wo stro ha se na o se I hope you are all following the story of the late Samuel Aboaje's wife and how she's obstructing DNA tests on their child. Someone was involved in a tragic plane crash. The family and authorities were asking to pick samples of someone's child to run DNA tests to help identify someone's body, which was bent beyond recognition. But this young wife, who cried and read tribute during the state burial, refused to bring the child to the test. It never made sense until today. The family is pushing to have the DNA done because while someone was alive, he raised some concerns about the legitimacy of the child as the pressure mounted. Someone's wife, now a widow, has filed a motion praying the court to prevent someone's family from running any DNA test on the child. The conclusion is one: your guess can only be good as mine. So it's for we had the little mishap here. Say, near Kase, Sebu, somewhere, Nipana on any way and a side chick. Apparently, a so sorry for that mistake. And you need to say, on no, a woho. I just said, na, on any year woho, I just saw more, not somewhat tears, not some more. A party say, about Frana ya wono, issues a woho. Issues the issues there, and say unbelievers abofrani ye ne die inti time maame no papa no ewu ye no na fam nipa say ebra na sam wote ase no obisa say ana na try so bebisa say abofre die ase nyeme die ase ye me die inti enko die any result inti papa ni wu ye no na fam members no John Dramani mama ekas okay die aye die yenko na it is a yenkoye DNA results ni timi fa hu sample ni yenhwe se okay papa you know at the end of the day no ye ba ana ye ba na ka plane crash no ana say nyo no eno na sisi someone here no air party say ompene. That is exactly what is really going on. Menoka say no, it is bringing in a lot of issues obiaye the air kan wan say for context no, this is the someone ye kan wan say. So someone boaje na a helicopter crash and now a ship for my I guess seat or so a ship for my omunyina 8 people muyen papa no kan one of the NDC big wigs or kan obuye na sisi an party se ne yere ana onenete ne yere ana onenete ne yere no ewoye na ebra ne yere ne woye papa no na o issues ana obisa se abofra na ne yere na wo no opeso mko DNA results because unbelievers abofra ne ye ne die DNA results na abofra ne ye ne dia fine enye ne dia fine sa oye no oba eye na se e be ready tribute on behalf of your friend is a friend is Samuel Boaji. But then the issue here is this, okay? Ebra ye fa Samuel Boaji ni munu ne body samples no ye kasa okay ye pesi hu so no ka helicopter crash na nkasa inti ya fa ne body part ene ye kwakwa DNA results baby hu be hia say ye benya obi oben no ne ye de na test ni hu so okay ni pay now or indeed the person your friend is saying or plane crash no enu ti ye be fa ne ba nti ye fa ne ba na ne DNA any papa DNA efa which is on no crash no eno na information about say ebra na Samuel ti ase no contest abofra no kwanya ne ba na family members say okay pam no try no Samuel will crash still ne ko DNA results ni ntimi say papa no oti ase no abofra no no wo yire no wo ye ne ba na ase nye ne ba yenhwe video of what went on in court because asem no me no can say yakopie wo court ebusuafo no edi esie ni this particular next report e ba wo hwe no what really happened in court me no can say no ensem no family members no oyire any family members no mo di esie ni enya asem ko yenhwe video e ba back e beto aso
ali ni e koso nyina ne se dia masha se helicopter crash here na no ade ikosi ye wo adansi Akuffo no enipa enwotwene emu baako a efe no Samuel Boaji no deputy director of NADBO no ka ho a oya adansi ni de hye ono ho asem ne de ye kan ali ni ekofa ba yi nyina ne se ende ye ho na nakwabda jamre yi akwan a otoso mienu adansi kwapia ohene on the free ye se yembre bi na yenkoye ali ye konye kodu ya sema court homo ka esanse aye eyiwo akwala ketwa owo mfinhia mensa idin de ka ho de ane papa edin na daso enti mum de ka ho de esanse we under age nti no court grant na se court room omo ye ni chambers omo kodi asem no na ni be piem nyina ne se ali Samuel Boaji wu no owu ye chi no ni abepiem nyina ne se ne yira no wona ne te Madam Abigail Aboaji abusuani susu se odomo fa kwan bi so a Oma dwene ho aten oma dwene ho atena se a oma hu se dabi oba no kura bi enkoso baabi ye no kura embeto dwa nyina ne se owura samaboaje wu onye ne baabi kwa wie na tama helicopter ni crash ye na no mu nyina hye no obeka se omka se buja bia fa ne hu ni pamra no mu nkoye DNA for investigation between their conduct test no because send be who say we edition we edition sabre no e no mo frɛ samaboaje ne yiri ya ye frɛ no Abigail Aboaje no America no mo frɛ ne se sadia no ba akwada no onfa ne mbra ono mu wo akwala no Kumasi sisi am no ka say onfa akwala ne ma investigation team no na omonko ye ne DNA no no mu ntumi identify say ampanyi passionate ye samaboaje we samaboaje omukaya ma amene se wate o se date say on da kwala ne be kwa akomo omo no mo de na kwa omo frɛ ma mi frɛ ne omo ku fi ho a o de akwala ne dwane kwala ni fi ho omo be ye biala omo enya kwala no nti na samaboaje no ne oba fofo bi suso tia omo agya omo so eba ba mu no mo kɔhwehwɛ akwala wo no enom de no koye na busan bi su ka ho na ne yom koye DNA no enu achi omo koye yie no ma ye bibie akọ na mo samaboaje ne tiase no na asɛm o ka kyerɛ omo nyina ne sɛ akwada no wonye sure sɛ ne ba no mo hu ni sɛ politician bi a Ali ahase na manfo nsɛke hase na ye daya emira koye nim no politician ni pa no yempi o wasante mantem ase wo yempi mrache bedwani ni din bebom na de na nanom no omobo ni din emum no evidence emba ke hu sesi ani nti no memi mbodi din wo ha ba wo yemrache bedwani o wasante mantem ha osusu se saa nipa no mrache bedwani no wonne ge no na ne yede ne twempena ama utu se bi one ne twempena kwa ansa no no ba behunu mo makɔwale se ene de saa no no susu no hwa kwada na ni ti ni bi biala te se mrache bedwani no no mo si Ali asa Ali obi agra ho samba mesro we kan ni ti no na ma wo se wo mu da se san wo se o de ma men kama se munyi na Ali mesro e te voti o de ma men kama se mo so na omo hwe ni ti ni bibia ne ne na te se mrache bedwani na nti wono de anka ba 2024 ye tu wie ya no se mujo kakra obekwa akwa DNA e wo ne ba no ho e no mu nyina tinti wakama samaboaje ne maame emu nyina nim saasem so obe DNA e na fofi anto ata akwa akofri mu enu nti before say omo beja ne kwan manako na busua fie no de saa de a omo pese omo koye DNA esanse akwala ne se ne ba ne maame beka se we ye me nana ni nua no beka se we ye me wo fa se ne se wane ade nti no no bia tidimu beye fine no ye ka se fa ne bra ta momo kwa koye first investigation DNA no wa nyinti we de o ha yenye si omo koye a ogitu mu omba kofra medila fofu Kumasi aba omo ba be ye kikiri oba yi se hen on pre DNA ne nkoso ampani ampa oba ne dwane sa ko US ma sa be DNA no abepim de maso e bu chance debi omo dwene omo ntiase ene sadia omo de be court ana omo de abobo ase circuit court district court omo de by na de by ya asama ekopie mu nyina ne se oba no owura ire Abigail Aboaje san ko file defense de ato se court ni si abusua no kwan for DNA no omo pese omo ye no na omo cancel side DNA no ono de ne ba no ena omo se hen nti ya lawyer for be mom nyina besre ma enda me no ka sei court de akwa akɔhyɛ 23rd of December na say ye ka asem bia na ewura bro nyamu mom de saa eda no na om de ahyɛ sɛ asɛm no
it's for same way the same bebre but then in some ekoso eno no say na wankasa wuti eno be yen to aso in this same helicopter crash me no ka say no ye pa eku bi a na mo ye investigation ni e chess okay e dey na cause helicopter crash no nti omo de omo find this about omo che the helicopter na top form the cause no kasi committee no oma present omo findings. Now yen share the vital part of it. Ye babaka, we have a breaking news about Afenyo Markins.
Now to the sequence of events. The flight departed Accra under visual flight rules in marginal weather. The flight to Brofuyedro was uneventful. Brofuyedro is approximately 90 miles from Accra, about 10 miles from Obuasi. As the flight approached Obuasi, visibility deteriorated rapidly due to mist and low clouds. At 9:56, the crew entered IMC, which is Instrument Meteorological Conditions. To the layman, it is they flew into clouds because they no longer could stay away from the clouds, so they flew into clouds and transitioned to IFR. Now, IFR is Instrument Flight Rules. So what it means is they now transitioned from navigating using visual cues to now navigation solely on the aircraft's instruments. The crew then initiated a climb to cross terrain that they were aware of. They initiated the climb to cross the terrain. Seconds before impact, the crew stated that they could see the high ground below, so they had gone over it. Suddenly thereafter, the helicopter that was flying up without any change in its power or in the pitch which we use to go up and down, suddenly lost height and impacted a ridgeline at about 1370 feet above sea level. And this was about 6.5 miles from the destination, and this happened at 9:58. Is what the planned track had been. The purple line is what the aircraft actually flew. And that took place because it was avoiding clouds and so on and ended up where it was. Now to our findings. The helicopter was airworthy, but it lacked additional safety enhancements. For instance, the terrain awareness warning system. Now, you know, the terrain awareness warning system, for instance, is predictive. So what it does is it tells you, warns you, it gives you a better picture of the situation and puts the pilots in a better, it gives them, puts them in a position to make better judgments, to be able to see everything and be able to foretell if the
Ashofo nti no ne tinti ni tietie nyane se helicopter na ehwe form no helicopter de na condition ye better ebra helicopter no ba be tu no mo check and everything was okay, but then the issue was weather no in India mboa bibi am ko fa na weather na nye nti na boni ekas altitude helicopter was say enya etimi left it at ya sentin se wo wiem na inframa na etwa ne ho ehia no kotutututu na ontimi mpagya ne mu a eba form with full speed akwese wo to ade akɔ na afedi ahonden a ɛde saa de ne kɔ wiem no ahonden no so ate ana bibi blocking asa inframa foforo ɛbɔ ne ba fam saa pepepe na ɛsɛ ade no fema na ɛba beto a ɛno ɛnenam so asamo aboagye ya yɛka na asɛm ɔne nkɔfo a ɔmo ka ho ɔmo nyinaa 8 ɔmo fa mu wu ya. So that is the findings of a committee eti ɔmo say ɔmo hwɛ na ɔmo hwehwɛ mu what really caused the helicopter crash. Ashafo yen twaso ye twaso we de sem fofra afenyo markings no me no ka say no e kama akoye se wakasa saa ma ni acha ni nton because me no ka say a motion has been filed to actually hold minority leader afenyo markings in contempt. Now in contempt of parliament. Now you're holding contempt of parliament. There are many things that can happen. You can lose your seat, they can declare you vacant, they can declare your seat vacant. I just say we all saw what happened in Japan. Or can say about MPs holding to the privileges committee. Exactly. Now, me no see the majority caucus of parliament or my file a motion for contempt against a year minority leader and also member of parliament with Futu friend Alexander Kwamena Afeyo Markins. Now, according to a year majority leader Mahama Ayaregano, he is accusing and now parties Afeyo Markins we defy parliament orders. Ebra ye catch say member no emfa ne ho enko as ECOWAS sitting member biom because untimi nkuta 2 positions untimi ye minority leader enza nkuta untimi ye a member a sitting member of the ECOWAS parliament near parliament e kan asa no wantie mo party say minority leader ni decision no so be attend the ECOWAS session after a resolution was passed by the house to remove him from Ghana's delegation. No, it constitutes contempt because you need fee house no pass motions you need fee ECOWAS as ECOWAS member no so and ECOWAS board member no so and Afeyo Markins ho now party say enam so Emma new members anke what say yesu omu in no yesi ntimi so omu in adan a Afeyo Markins is still coming up again. Now yenkohwe the video of what majority leader Afeyo Markins majority leader Mahama Yarega or the tuja or pass a young holdy a year Afeyo Markins in contempt because there were no a book a year parliament in Intia. Yansha has said, Mr. Speaker, by defying parliament's resolution, removing him from the ECOWAS parliament and actually going to the Port Harcourt and attend the session, he has clearly affronted the dignity and engaged an act that constitutes the affront to the authority of this parliament. Okay, that is it. Now, okay. Yen share the video involved of Nsema Mahama Yarega. Edituja ye babaka ye beto aso because there's something ye pass Afeyo Markins that wako intiman swear the new members of the ECOWAS parliament into session.
Somewhere on the 22nd of July, this house passed a resolution constituting the delegation of Ghana to the ECOWAS Parliament, ECOWAS Community Parliament. Mr. Speaker, if you recall, we had removed the name of the minority leader, Honorable Afenyo Markin Alexander Kwamena, member for Efutu, from the list of Ghana's delegation to the ECOWAS Community Parliament. So, Speaker, this resolution of this Parliament was communicated to the ECOWAS Parliament by, I believe, your good self. Mr. Speaker, the ECOWAS Parliament convened to sit in Port Harcourt in Nigeria from the 25th to the 28th of September 2025. That's Port Harcourt in the River State of Nigeria from 25th to 28th September 2025. So, Speaker, this Parliament's delegation, as constituted by our resolution, went to Port Harcourt and they met the Honorable Afenyo Markin Alexander Kwamena sitting there and refusing to give way as directed by this Parliament. Indeed, whilst our nominated delegation were there, and it was time to swear in members, the ECOWAS Parliament refused to swear in Ghana's delegation. They refused to swear in Ghana's delegation and said that they will not 4 members of our delegation. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Afenyo Markin Alexander Kwamena was at that session of the ECOWAS Parliament, attended that session of the ECOWAS Parliament in clear defiance of a resolution of this Parliament. In clear defiance of a resolution of this Parliament. That is why, Mr. Speaker, I have cited the provisions of Order 31-0, which says that any act or omission which affronts the dignity or authority of Parliament, Mr. Speaker, and let me emphasize, authority of Parliament, any act that affronts the authority of the Parliament of Ghana or produces any such effect constitutes contempt of Parliament and a breach of parliamentary privilege. Mr. Speaker, by defying this Parliament resolution, removing him from the delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament, and actually going to Port Harcourt and attending the session, Mr. Speaker, he has clearly affronted the dignity and engaged in an act that constitutes an affront to the authority of this Parliament. And it is time that the Honorable Afenyo Markin be put in his proper place. Mr. Speaker, I therefore rise pursuant to the relevant orders to make a complaint of contempt of Parliament and a breach of parliamentary privilege, and to urge you, pursuant to the appropriate orders, to refer the Honorable Afenyo Markin Alexander Kwamena to the Privileges Committee for him to be processed. And if indeed the committee comes to a conclusion that my contention that he indeed went and attended the session in clear defiance of our resolution, and that that act constitutes an affront to the authority.
Therefore, I don't think that there are calls from a MPP4 NDC former parties. It's high time we put this whole Afenyo Markins in place, because he's an Oyamani Achanini Tom. And a previous discussion, of course, so on radio, no, clearly, you could see the NDC people no many abre, because just some few days ago, Obekaya and this same Afenyo Markins, he led the New Patriotic Party and had the minority in Parliament, no, to actually stage a walkout during the vetting of Justice Balfour Bonny, according to Chana Orte a committee in the small party. Afenyo Markins, they were coming in with 2 unnecessary questions. They were doing certain things at Bonny Becker's delay tactics to kind of derail the vetting process. Until at the end of the day, no, in their bid to stop them, no, and Afenyo Markins said, "Someone my can't." Near my warrior kuma so near Becca, your casa boashi yimpa dia, and here so committee ne be fiso. Now, I know because the NDC former start Casa say, Afenyo Markins ne cry, who is he? at the end is for musuna na montrain there's something about to happen. You share this particular video of what is really happening. Yeah, babaka it for yeah better us because there's a lot of things air course right here on this particular platform.
Okasa asu. Hey. Afenya mark okasa asu. No where you share chrome and mohu. Afenya mark. Some of us some of us yeah. Some of us those of us who know him no. Ono nim me onim say me nim no. Unim say den. Me nim no. How illegally how he became MP in Winneba. Illegally. I'm telling you on authority. Me put him on record. Say me say he became MP illegally. Winneba. Sir. Oh. I am saying it. Me Obedo Pinta me say. Obeye MP illegally. Winneba. How can somebody become an MP on an illegal way? Students now of forcefully. No, you sue the then vice chancellor now. Omoye two bakono. Professor Afuboni. See so. No, they deals now. Making sure that students the test conform. No, mobile register with Chromon. No, stand conform. Omoye indigenous of Omufi Winneba. Omatana Winneba. Omatana 4 years. Now we better about baby. I saw time before. Omatana if 1 year can matana. Omoye students. Omoba 3 months. So illegal now can person meet you. No, 3 months now we until Legon Obimu register to about how ebi kwaje transfer e de ba transfer yes. What about no emrane say what does the what does before you become
that you are alleging you are requesting
no me no me o kasa me mu
no I'm seeking information
no he has the right to seek information who will be just jot it down and come to thank you very much me those of us me I've worked in Winneba, yeah, health insurance. Okay. And I know Afenyo Marking very well. I know him. I know his track record. No illegal way now. So the first by MP and person. And I'm clarify. Say student or mobile no University of Education Winneba. Yes. Student no mum free hono. Or register or register to Abama. Yes. Now no be say or the foreigners begum no. Or the be fee oh yes, or the be fee a be more strongholds. And the babegum register no. Those may say, do you think we don't know? Now then, say registration, you register. Who to me challenge forms was a way until constituency on free her. Tamben no yen is any man. Tamben no yen is any man. Tamben no yes, sir. Oh, he did it in the government. Afenyo did that in his government. NDC. It's me challenging no. Oh, you challenge your coin. Oh, challenge General Adukwe. And so after Yamaka, but MP before Jane became the cancer chief, the cancer EC chair. EC chair. That was a funny say 20. What's the name? 2019. I think 2019. And Obabe, your funny saying EC chair. Yes. Good. And no. And the idea on home. No, if I was an MP. If I want to tell you Afenyo's record.
For your information, Afenyo even entered parliament when NDC was in government.
And
he became an MP on an illegal way.
No, every 4 years, sir. Every 4 years, sir. So in terms of maybe so. Every 4 years, maybe. Every 4 years, so that we understand what you mean. But who says yeah, you cannot a trick no, so one. He used UW students, no. Students, no. Among your friends saying, Omo fi kromo no. No, you see Omo. Eddie winning the 2 elections. I'm telling you today. Now, NDC Tisukura no otmi to Makhama. Oh, Makhama. Papa Makhama. Akoye say, ne ho afuno ne sa way of. Yes, into so to me be we need that time now. Then besa man eko yusu nkofo for be there retain the seat. When NDC was in power, that's when he became an MP. Into be then supposed to retain the seat now. Obe yusu illegal means. Minia, I know what I'm talking about.
You don't know,
but you are not able to explain. What is it I have not explained? What do you want me? Do you want me to say that I have not explained it? me making me allegations say niema we no yeah.
No, who's the beginning? What's say?
And I make a choice. Oh, you see, students no. Omonye a moon free win ba.
Now when I catch us say must you come from University of
Kano? Minimio.
University of
No, on Kaho, me chance who dey na ye.
So look at me. Minimia papa. Otisima na me block na.
Yeah, I get it.
Thank you.
Ntim say me no na kasa.
Thank you very much.
Me be say initially who can say or use an illegal means or the MP. So that the notion became say abroad no anye MP no illegal way no the MP. And I say yakwe eche hu say onukra makama no be uniform when NDC was in power. What you say? So
no, na make just say
so to retain
ni retain no
good.
Ni retain two now ni retain. And no and I make just say illegal means
no problem.
No. Need to have any yes. I me obedo print and America. I me obedo print and America.
Okay.
If you're not a fan your markings, no, no, so that way they do no. You should keep quiet. You should keep quiet. Oh okay. No, we are near brevet, ye chief justice. Am I the Juma make sure say one now what this illegal means, you know, including or no, a fan no. Yeah, you bring them to book and make sure say you can what dia Febra. No mining cost. That's what we are talking about.
Okay.
And then and yes sir.
All right, so that was in summer air course. Na yemboshi ni enko insem for froso. Ashafo menu kase sia na ye call London because there's a breaking news about 2462 and also King Charles. Obekai say a year ago, ye bremo update say King Charles so order say some artifacts our former colonial masters, the United Kingdom, and as the Great Britain, Ebrombe colonize ye no, ni me bi anaye the artifacts, me patches say ya senso die, ye na nano mama goodie, almost two, senior maniema, sanya many na British for colonize ye no. After the Great War, ya santua wo mu defeat the Ashanti Kingdom no, omu de sanya mani bebre, omu sisi sanya mani bebre, omu de koe. Ne Ebrombe de koe London no, years after Ghana, again independence no, and I just say they refused to bring it back, and omo edise omo ye museum into London Museum and ye display artifacts on to kwa ni akazo we if you Ashanti Kingdom we the great Ashanti King ni dena eshani ni Asantwa ya Asantwa na tade ni the helmet ni the golden stool eni eno ena aye King Charles aye Queen Elizabeth onya ni baby ko ya King Charles eba ye ena aye 2462 and so on King Charles omo na for no petition say ebe yanka niema no mu sizie na aye the Ashanti Kingdom for no obo fambra. There were also talks of repatriation. Say a kwan mu fa so sizie niema ye go ni ade ade ebe yanka no ya boka ahwe niema nti anko mu mayiska. But that is a topic for another day. But me no kasi the British Broadcasting Corporation BBC on the information about say indeed no this has materialized, because if you look at what is on the screens, Ghana's Ashanti Kingdom welcomes return of artifacts from the UK and South Africa. So clearly, you know, you could see here in the shot you have the golden stool and certain artifacts. British forces or more good niema necessary monobansin niema UK no. Currently, you know, they have been they'll be returning all of these artifacts into a London Museum, or South Africa Museum. They are bringing all. But let's read this on the screen. Or say Ghana's King Ashanti Kingdom or Ghana's Ashanti Kingdom has welcomed the return of 130 gold and bronze artifacts from the UK and South Africa, some of which were looted during colonial times and others bought on the open market. The items included royal regalia, drums, and ceremonial weights dating back to the 1870s. Okay, dating back to the 1870s, and reveal the cultural role gold played in the Ashanti society. Somebody said this time around, niema so make a regalia, a sense of niema na yena nanom omudigu omu agudie no. British for no ye no muko mu wi asa na mani nyina. In fact, British for use BBC use the word looted ne just mu wi aye. Oba say the wi ano so no eno so no yiraye emekopie market so na bi mo ton no ma tonton. Oba say sa na mani nyina no eko end up e wo museum Enutino Sisiano the royal family together with South Africa ne London, UK no almost to return all of these things. But Zanyama we know it plays a huge cultural significance in the Ashanti culture. Or say 25 of the pieces were donated by the British art historian Herman Waterfield and the rest of the South African mining company Kotoka. Handing over the pieces at the ceremony at the Minsha Palace in the city of Kumasi, officials from Kotoka said the gesture was made as an act of cultural respect and reconciliation. It's about say one omudi British nim omode sa regalia ni artifacts ne ba ye no. A historian bia your friend Herman Waterfield or no and also South African mining company from Kotoka no omo so and omo South Africa for the no so artifact we no omo South Africa for the no so buy na yen to say there has been tensions in the central Ashanti region between Kotoka and residents who have accused the company of exploiting mining resources without doing much to develop the area to create jobs. In Japan says you see there's been issues EOCO issues EOCO no Kotoka no you say omoni timemfo bi eko ana timemfo bi ebu efu say mo mine gold mine na Kumasi intimi yesa akrada nti si ane de omo try so maybe bi ebebo Ashanti. The first thing is say ye de niema ye wie fi mo nana ho no ye de bebrem. Or say Ashanti Kingdom, or Ashanti King, or say Otufor-Setitutu II, thanked the Kotoka Ashanti for voluntarily returning the artifacts legitimately acquired on open market. It reflected goodwill and respect for the source and legacy of the Ashanti Kingdom, the monarch said. Intino Ashanti Kingdom, or Mohene Otufor-Setitutu Airport said, or the Kotoka Ashanti ase. Now Kotoka Ashanti, yes, you are moko and umko heke debi. Niema no sa artifact ni ade omuya na ebi kopie South Africa mebi mo tonton ye ma museum into makoto ne back and omo de abre Otufor-Setitutu elder omo ase na yen to aso ha. Also the reception took place on Sunday according to statement released after the event from the palace. Ms. Waterfield was a pioneering figure and creator of Christie's auction house in London and took a special interest in African art, establishing a department that focused on tribal art in the 1970s. She has long been a supporter of the West African art restitution. According to the Minsha Palace Museum Director Ivor Ajimandua, Miss Waterfield's gifts included a wooden drum looted during the 1900s siege of Kumasi by the British colonial forces. British soldiers were involved in a series of conflicts in the 19th century in what they called the Anglo-Ashanti Wars. The palace of the kings or Ashanti Hine was plundered twice. And Japan said way back in the 1900s, as Ashanti phone British phone ya to say British phone idi Ashanti phone so kunim 2 times. So mukwa anwako wia mabura to tutu aye de ombe ya. Ni nyina no omukọ yomu wini sa nyema ni nyina no omufa nyema na enwo se omufa ye sanso eto aso a o say the call by African countries for the return of looted items has been met with some success in recent years, though some items are on a loan. Last year, 32 looted artifacts went on display at the Minsha Palace Museum as part of a 3-year loan agreement between the British Museums and the British Museum, the Victoria and Albert Museum, and the British Museum and the Ashanti King. In 2022, Germany was the first country to return the Benin bronzes to Nigeria in a bid to deal its dark colonial history. They were looted by British troops in 1897 from the West African Kingdom of Benin in modern-day Nigeria's Edo State, and many were auctioned off in London and are in collections all over the world. All over the world, there is always there's the edge, and they say at the end of the day, Niema yewie nyina no sisi ano a former colonial masters, be a German for, be a Portuguese, be a British for, be a France. Omu nyina no niema no mo wie an sisi ano it is a master to say omo de ba na de akopie because we want tonton in auction. Nti de akopie a mindful for us no what is really happening is so simple. They are doing their best send at the end of the day no the Akuffo auction no they can be able to buy it and also bring it back to the country, the country of origin. So that is exactly what is really going on at the end of the day. No, you could see say these are things EOCO so ebimuni age ho because okono enye nenko nyeman de bibria scatter so mo kan bibria scatter all over the world. You could see say enye one day job and I just say omodi benya di ombenya. So that is exactly what is really going on now. It is you could see that there are issues and there are a lot of things at EOCO. So therefore, me no can say Akufo say to Akuffo a year Barbados. It is EOCO on a 3-day visit. Now, me no can say there's a video involved. You can share of a Akufo say to the visitor Akuffo mo ever Barbados at the end of the day. You know, amount for party say this shows say Akufo say to he really means business. What am I saying? And because this whole thing is shaped. So at the end of the day, Africa as a whole, we can actually have more networks, and also Asante Kingdom, they can have more networks and other things such as the video involved of a bra or 2482 or storming Barbados off the plane or share a lot of dignitaries including Woody Maya.